All right, guys. Kind of picking up where we left off in the last video. Sorry we had to do that, but yeah, these files are huge, and YouTube said like the videos were too like long. So yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. But last video rolled against Murray and Parker. Now this is my buddy Levitt. He wrestled a little bit too. Levitt's here. Levitt's kind of not as experienced, so to make it a little harder, I asked my buddy, I was like, what should I try to, what move should I try to go for? And he told me to go for a twister here. So, while I'm here, I'm kind of thinking about how I'm going to, get a twister or get into the truck. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for this single. He's going to expose his back, and I'm going to kind of fall into it and lock up my lockdown. I'm going to immediately go for that leg so I can kind of get into a more established truck position. From here, you can make him do the splits. You can go for a calf slicer, quad slicer, but instead I'm going to take that arm and put it around my back here. As soon as I get that established there, I'm going to take my left arm, put it around his head, pull down and stretch, and that's what's called a twister submission. In Jiu-Jitsu, I have a lot of... I've trained with 10th Planet for about 3 months. But they definitely had an impact on my grappling and what I like going for in jiu-jitsu. Sorry about this. I don't know. I look like kind of a jerk here. I know I usually don't do this type of thing. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this type of thing. It's kind of a dick move. But here I'm trying to go for a darce. I'm horrible at darces in general. It's not really my thing, but I try to get him into a front headlock and sprawl to where he can, get in that kind of turtle position. And I'm trying to uppercut that left hand up through by his neck. Ultimately I'm not able to get this darce. I get close a couple times. And I'm sure if I just squeezed, sometimes when I had my arm over, I'd be able to get it. But here, Levitt's coming up, going for legs, and I'm kind of playing a little defensive because of what I'm trying to go for. With some of these wrestlers, from now on, I'm gonna just try to wrestle with them, mostly because it's not really about winning; it's about getting better, especially when you're going against white belts or whatever. At any point in jiu-jitsu. But here he's going, waiting for this sprawl here. Oh, go for a little Uchimata. Doesn't get it. He kind of goes out of it. But yeah, moving. It's kind of clear that Levitt wrestled a little bit. He's definitely not a slouch on his feet here. Oh yeah, and then I go for this. Basically, I go for this reverse Kimura sweep, which I love. I always go for that. And this is around the time that I'm kind of giving it up on it. I'm going to give it one last shot here. I'm going to create some space here to get him to turn and let go of that, so he'll turn into me. He keeps his head. He bridges his head out. He's probably looking. One of our buddies is pretty guillotine happy, and he's trying to get a guillotine. He's probably a little nervous that I'm going to guillotine him there, but pretty soon here. Yeah, I have that arm. Yeah, here I just kind of take his back, I think. One thing I liked that I did was I kind of took his arm here and I wrapped it around there, and so he doesn't have a post there, and I go straight to kind of his back. He's a wrestler, so this is kind of, I guess, this is a wrestling thing. I don't know anything about wrestling. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. But here I was thinking about going back to the truck. I was trying to get that hook underneath here. But, yeah. I don't know. I think it's important in jiu-jitsu and trying to, challenge yourself and go for things you don't usually go for, especially if you're facing somebody who maybe isn't as experienced as you, but here I just go for the guillotine because I'm sick of going for it. Um, and I probably could have gotten a guillotine like a million times there, but I don't know. Um, so this next part's actually pretty interesting. My buddy, poor Levitt, look at Levitt here. He's probably like, God, this guy's such a jerk. And I am. Like, I totally am that freaking this whole, like, oh, bro, tell me what submission you want me to do. Like, that's kind of a meathead thing to do. That's not me. I'm better than that. But here I'm checking the timer, seeing how much time we got. And I got about a minute left. And Sub's like, okay, well, why don't you go for an inverted triangle? So I love triangles. There's like 5 different types of triangles you can do. And I've tried to make a point in learning all of them. But so he asked for like an inverted triangle. So basically like a regular like triangle, but upside down from what I understand. So immediately I get down and like, there's one way I know that you can do it is you kind of lay on your, I don't know, you kind of lay on your back. It's like a warm-up drill for inverted triangles, but I'm trying, yeah, it was a horrible attempt at that. And I kind of just bail out on it, but I actually am able to get this here. I'm going for kind of like a half card sweep, and I'm pretty sure he just kind of falls over. Yeah, he just kind of falls over, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to get on top then. Sink into side, or no, yeah. Yeah, I saw I saw that he left his hand out, so I just grabbed it, basically put my butt on top of his face and locked up a figure 4, just like in a regular triangle. And then he gets a little bit, I pull on my foot, cinch that figure 4 a little tighter, and get that inverted triangle. And at this point, I'm kind of like, wow, I really can't believe that just happened. But yeah, Levitt's a great guy. Like, poor Levitt. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff there. So, twister and an inverted triangle. But this is my buddy Selb. Selb's definitely a little more experienced. He's been doing jiu-jitsu for a while now, I think. But yeah, he's definitely, he's a big, strong guy too. So it kind of complicates things a lot. Try to do a little switch, like where I switch my feet and circle into that single leg. He leads with his left foot, which I love, like, because I love, like, in wrestling, like, leading with my right foot, because a lot of people lead with their left. And that helps me with my singles, like, a lot. As you guys can see, I'm trying to force this, like, reverse Kimura, like, I feel like he's just way too high. I'm way too high, too. Like, I need to be lower to the ground, and I need to tuck my hands more. I need to, like, also go for some of these arm drags. But as you can see, I kind of take, like, a reverse grip, and he opens it up, and that leaves me to be able to shoot for that single leg and get his leg. We kind of go off the screen for a second here. I kind of bring it back right now. But yeah, I definitely need to lower my stance. But yeah, so we're here. I think I transition to his back here because he keeps giving up his back. So it's pretty cool. He kind of bails out. I think he turns into me, and he turns into my guard here. I need to be better about this. Like, I can't let him get his shoulders to the mat. Like, once I've done all that work to get his back. But we're here, yeah. So we kind of just reset because I'm like, trying to satisfy the YouTube people a little bit. But here I get one leg over. I have this gift wrap locked up again. I love that gift wrap. I know a lot of jiu-jitsu guys do. Really just takes away that arm and opens up a lot. So here, yeah, try that little reverse rear naked choke thing from the front, but that's not working. Sub almost gets quarter guard back, but I kind of just back out. He's shrimping away. He's on his back, but I think like it's way harder to play guard than it is to pass. Like any day, like if you're first starting jiu-jitsu, like chances are it's going to be way easier to learn to pass than play guard, because guard, I think you really have to know what you're doing to do that. There's a BS like little freaking knee bar. I just got totally denied by sub. If I usually only do heel hooks on like blue belts or higher, or people who say they're blue belts or higher. But could have gone there, didn't. Instead, chose to scramble and get up to side control. Now here I was a little worried because Sub's a really strong guy. He's kind of flailing those legs up, and sometimes guys can like catch your head and like pull you off or get you in some crazy little triangle like that, or squeeze or scissor choke. But kind of get my knee on belly going, and then I should have gone for this armbar. I should have like spun into a Japanese armbar right there, or Japanese style armbar. Yeah, he's coming up, so I just invert and roll out, because I'm really not trying to get my back taken. Here I'm just like trying to get him into like a quarter guard or like a half guard. That's kind of why I'm pulling like that. A lot of the time I'm pretty loose with it, with my positioning. I don't really care, but I have a lockdown here, as you guys can see. That's a pretty freaking brutal lockdown, and that allows me to get up on top. My coach yesterday shut that down pretty well, but a lot of the time I feel like the guys with the lower belts don't do as well. But so I was going for a little rubber guard there, shut it down, put my forehead in his chin. I'm up here. You guys can see my butt crack a little bit, but it's cool. Going here. I feel he's extending his arms a lot. So I'm kind of just trying to like get to a point where I could get on top and go for this armbar, and then I set up for it right there, boom. Because he kept going for like almost like a reverse Kimura grip, and can't do that, man. But here, going for the armbar. This guy is freaking strong, man. Like he can hold this like forever. But I'm keeping that hamstring heavy on his head, and it takes a lot of strength to beat my whole body. Or if you know the right technique, you're gonna be able to do it. So that's all I got for this video. I'm just gonna do another video, another part, like a part 3, so you guys can go check that one out. But sounds good. Thanks, guys.